the ride from Gordons Bay to Hermanus was without doubt a biker's paradise. With the large Rocky Mountains hugging the left-hand side of the road and the Atlantic Ocean on the right, the scenery was the most beautiful we had seen on the trip.
25 to 7 on the 24th, we're here in Bredasdorp, a lovely little town, and we ended up with no place to stay at the moment, and this lady has kindly invited us in for coffee off the street while she tries to organize to find us a place to stay. And it's going to be an interesting night. I think we might be sleeping by the bikes without sleeping bags.
Having not made it to Cape Agulhas on day 6, we eventually found space at the local hotel in Bredasdorp. After a good night's sleep, we were finally ready for our second objective. A couple of tricky bike maneuvers later, we were off to Struisbaai and onward to Cape Agulhas.
Well, that's it. We've made it to the bottom of the southernmost tip of Africa, and we're here in Cape Agulhas, all in one piece. Second objective met.
After a celebratory breakfast at Cape Agulhas, it was off to Montague to join Route 62, our third and final objective of the trip. From here on out, it's straight to Oudtshoorn along one of the most beautiful and prestigious pieces of land that this country has to offer.
Want te kry nou beter consumption as voorheen.
We've been traveling at Montague. We got onto Route 62. Traveling at a immediate pace, enjoying the scenery, and now stopped here at Berrydale, the Country Pumpkin, for lunch.
We've arrived at the Country Pumpkin. We lost Ian along the way. Unfortunately, his tyre was causing a lot of issues. He went on to Riversdale to have it changed. It seems that he's managed to have that done. He's going to meet us a bit later on at Lady Smith. We're waiting for Chris. Chris stopped in Montague, and he should be here shortly as well. We're about to have lunch at a very nice place in Berrydale, and we're looking forward to it.
The weather was better a few days ago.
We headed 20 kilometers outside of Berrydale to the world-famous Ronnie's Sex Shop. Contrary to what the name may suggest, this pub was in fact started as a joke, and today is frequented by bikers and international visitors touring Route 62.
Started as a joke. We didn't think it'll work. We started in November 97. Just put the building on your left-hand side, and everyone started to come, and here we are. Got a business. Yay.
The guy inside there, I suppose that's Ronnie, says you can't do 800 kilometers on a Harley. I said, what do you mean you can't do 800? We just did Joburg to Uppington, and we're going to do it tomorrow again. And last time we did 1,200 kilometers a day on a Harley. So he like looked at me as if, oh, you bullshitter. So I had to just walk out, do this thing I do with you when you burp in public. Just shake my head and walk out. So maybe you'd like to go and convince him. I'm deflated, but that's because of I nibbled the nipple too hard, and it flew out the window. Gone.
Chasing around looking for a tyre. You can see this one's nicely worn, brand new tyre. What did that went to on the way out? I was looking for tyres at what was that place called? Bredasdorp. And then you said I should follow the Swellendam signs because I was looking in the town, which I then did. Of course, missed the turn off, but not to worry. At Swellendam I found a tyre place. They didn't have stock, just like every other town we've asked since the West Coast. And they phoned around for me and got me one in, what was the town called?
Riversdale.
So got there, of course everyone was on lunch. Not a problem. I watched the other guy change the tyre the other time, so then I didn't have cash. So then we looked for cash. The machine tells me I've drawn cash already today. It's not true. Nonetheless, man came back from lunch, internet connection was up, ADSL line. He's a bit richer. I got a new tyre. All is well. Craig, my buddy, tells me when you get to Ladysmith, it's 10 k's down the road is Ronnie's sex shop. So I check out the mileage. I think that's great. 30 k's later, I am now at Ronnie's sex shop. Out of petrol. I can do about 25 kilometers. I'm going that way now. So it's another 40 k's extra above everybody else.
We left Ronnie's sex shop and headed for Ladysmith on Route 62. Together with much laughter from the six of us, Ian discovered that a new tyre doesn't work all that well without enough petrol in the tank. Upon arrival in Oudtshoorn, it was time to say our goodbyes. Marius, Chris and Jacques were making their way direct to Johannesburg to arrive a day earlier, whilst Ian, Flippy and I went onwards to George. Ian and Flippy are staying with his cousin at the moment. I'll be meeting a little bit later on, and the three of us will be making our way through to Graaff-Reinet and through Middelburg, Zestron, Reuvel, and all of the towns that border the Lesotho area. I'm standing outside of Linda's B&B. I'm on my way to pick up Flippy and Ian at the moment. As you can hear from the wind, the weather's terrible, and the rain is definitely coming, and we've got 600 k's to do today. After a quick trip across town, it was off to the Oudtshoorn Pass that runs between George and Oudtshoorn. This pass offers spectacular views of the mountains, but can be a bit tricky on motorcycles in the rain.
This morning, the trip was terrible, cold, wet, frozen, but otherwise alright. Today I'm just riding. Get to, where are we getting? Where is Burgersdorp? Oordt, Wimbeek. That's it.
So in this shop full of lady stuff, I thought I'd find nothing interesting. Came across this book, given who I'm riding with at the moment. So I thought I'll read that on the plane to India. Hopefully it's not a predictive book, because I'm 3 months away from 40. Effectively on our way home. The passes are fantastic coming through here. Quite a couple. We left George this morning. The first few are unfortunately wet. These ones are a bit windy, pretty cold, but at least we can feel our hands sort of again. We had a lovely stop in Uniondale. There we go. At Square Apple, very nice little place there if you're ever going through there. Nice cappuccinos and hot chocolates and cakes and stuff. Yeah, the wind's hectic as you're in the corner. Suddenly you come around the mountain and whoosh. So yeah, we're sort of doing this around the corners. It's great fun. But it's all interesting, and at least the sun came out. You won't recognize it right now because it's just gone away again. So that dried us off a bit. But yeah, having fun.
We've got to go. God's following us. Let's go. No bad. Hell it.
Nou, ons het nou afgesplit daar van die myngroep af, hoofgroep af. Hulle is nou deur George toe en so aan. En ons het nou besluit om in Oudtshoorn oor te bly. Ons begin die trek vanoggend huis toe. En ons is nou in Marius. En so, hoe voel julle oor hierdie trek terug huis toe? 1200 kilo's 2 dae. Marius? Geen probleem.
Geen probleem.
Jacques? Happiness.
Geen probleem, ja nee. Ek sal hom vat vandag en sien waar ons kom. So 'n uur ry, stop 'n bietjie. En 'n breekie oor middagete. En dan dink ek oor ons bloemveld.
Wat sê? Klink goed.
The route onwards to Middelburg passed by the empty Beervlei Dam, just outside of Willemore. The sight of this empty dam clearly shows the lack of rainfall experienced in the area. From here it was onwards to Aberdeen, Graafrenet and finally Middelburg for the night.
Yesterday we had a nice ride, except for the wind, very cold, and today we're planning on going straight home. I hope you feel knackered about that. We're just sitting here going to get grip of the map now and see if Clarence is a bypass.
We think we can do it in a day.
Yeah, we think we can do 1,000 k's a day. Going at certain speeds, 120.
Yeah.
We should do it if we don't stop for breakfast, lunch and supper.
Well, I'm outside the Jubilee Hotel in Burgersdorp and we bumped into 4 Harley-Davidson riders who had attended the rally in Graafrenet, and they're on their way back to the hotel, and we're having quite a nice little KO with them inside the local coffee shop. Very nice.
Listen, there's some more cook. There's some cook for you guys.
Thanks.
No, it's brain freeze. I don't think it's straight anymore. It's too cold. It's 2 degrees. It's frozen. Biscuit.
Having had some much needed coffee and cake in Burgersdorp, it was off to Alloway North for a refuel, some biltong and a leg stretch.
So we are on the Maluti route heading for Clarence now. This is probably my last day, the rest of the guys' second last day. They're going to sleep over at Clarence. I'm going to make it straight through. It's getting prettier again. It's been a nice drive. The temperatures this morning were at 2 degrees, so a little bit cold. We heard from the Harleys, they've got temperature gauges on them. It was up to 11, so right now it's nice to stop in the sun. It's a lovely day, but the wind chill factor is still pretty significant.
Well, we are here at Lord Fraser's. We're having a quick lunch and we'll be on our road soon. Our Harley friends are here again and across the road, and good trip. We continued along the Maluti route through to Clarence. Our final night on the West Coast motorcycle tour for 2008.
Yeah, good trip, good people. Met a couple of nice guys. Only knew Craig at the beginning of the trip, but now I know 5 other guys that are 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 other guys that are decent fellas. This last stretch was a bit of a nightmare because that's really just trying to go home. But I'm sure my wife will be happy to see me, notwithstanding the garlic that we had for lunch. Didn't get any footage of that, but we discovered an awesome pizza. Mussels, feta, pineapple, what more? Garlic. Oh yes, can I forget the garlic? I've been tasting the garlic ever since. But that really works. So any pizza shop, no worries, you can use it for free.
I just phoned my wife now, and I said to her, yeah, we got to Clarence, and she asked me where we staying. I said, no, same place as last year. She says to me, I said to her, luckily this guy only had 1 room for me and Craig. She says, now where's all the others? I said, no, they've gone home. She's gone home. I said, yeah. So they prepared to drive through the night. I'm not. She says, no, I think that's a good idea. She was a bit upset, but all right.
Dis nou die laaste tolhek daai.
Ja.
Ons trip het tot 'n einde gekom. En ek moet nou namens die feeskomitee vir julle twee sê baie dankie vir julle samewerking en bereidwilligheid om saam te kom. So namens die feeskomitee baie dankie. Asai, okay pere.
Kom net lekker saam gery en alles.
Uitstekend.
Ons sal dit definitief weer doen.
Jacques, ek hoop jy het geniet, hè?
Ja, dit was baie lekker.
Uitstekend.
gaan ze volgende jaar nog plan?
Engse ervaring.
Sê weer?
Engse ervaring.
Asai.
En die weer. Dus geleer om in die reep te ry.
Now I'm going to be going now. I've decided to cut through the night. I normally commute on my bike, so I reckon I'll be alright in the night. The other lads didn't want to ride at night, but they're going to stay over here and get home tomorrow. I'm on an aeroplane on Tuesday, so I need to pack up my whole house in 2 days. So if I was to leave tomorrow, it would be 1 day or 1.5 days. So I'm going to chuck now. I should be home probably around 11:30 midnight, somewhere around there, which is just a regular working day now that we're back into the grind.
Tomorrow morning we're having a breakfast at 8 o'clock. Then we're hitting the road again. We've got another 300 odd k's to go. Then home, nice bath, and my own bed.
28th of September 2008, we reached the end of our tour. We're sitting in Clarence. We've got a short stretch of about 300 kilometers to get back home. And from there it's back to the grindstone next week. Been a wonderful experience, wonderful trip, wonderful time, and definitely do it again.
This morning we left Clarence. Weather looked fine. 40 k's out of Clarence. Weather wasn't fine. We had to stop to put some more clothes on. Here we were standing in the veld. We had some detour. Had to do about 60 kilometers an hour because of all the holes and potholes. And we're about 140 k's away from home. Can't wait to get home.
You guys have brought the cold weather this side. We've had sunshine, we've been having rise outside, beautiful weather. Wake up this morning and said, yeah, you can see the guys are coming back from the Cape and we need to
Yeah,
back.
because I tell him last night, yeah, we're gonna get like a warm and warm. Get up this morning, we do 40 k's, stop. Put on warm clothes. Carry on. Yes, let's go.
We're here at Flippy's house after 4,800 odd kilometers, successfully back in the Johannesburg dump.
Craig, we're the last two that arrived.
We're the only people who have done the full date range. After 4,912 kilometers, we were finally back home in Johannesburg. 6 bikers, 9 days, oh, and 1 extra for Flippy and I. 5,000 kilometers. This concluded the West Coast motorcycle tour for 2008.